Hi, have you ever thought of the will of the Lord into your life? For me personally, I was not able to know the will of the Lord until I got in first year college when I went here to Ebenezer. Although my time here was very hard, but still the Lord was so gracious to slowly give to me the, the essence of His will. And the same way, there is a man in the Bible that did not even falter to obey the will of the Lord. He obeyed the will of the Lord even though it was hard for him, even though it was painful. But still, due to his faithfulness in pleasing the Father, he still obeyed. So I want you all to open your Bibles in the book of Matthew 26 verses 36 to 56. And let us see what is this man doing before his crucifixion. Now, during this time, Jesus and his disciples went to the Mount Olives after they take the Passover meal. And there he told the other disciples that to stay there as he went up and prayed. He brought with him two of the disciples. And when they got there, he immediately poured out his frustration in front of them, telling them that he was deeply grieved to the point of death. And he commanded them to stay there and pray as he went up and pray also. When he went up, he immediately bowed down to his knees, telling to the Father, Father, if it's possible, let this cup pass over me. But not my will, but your will be done. And after that, Jesus went to the disciples and saw them sleeping. This made Jesus angry. That's why he woke them up, telling them that you cannot even stand and wait for me 1 hour. And he commanded them another time, stay here and pray so that you won't be tempted. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. And after Jesus told them that, he once again go there and pray to the Father, Lord, if this cup will not pass over me unless I drink it, your will be done. And after that, he went again to the disciples, and he saw them once again sleeping. So in the third time, he went again to the Father and prayed again. He said, Lord, let your will be done. And after that, he went to the disciples and told them that to wake up because the one who will betray him is at hand. Now, after Jesus' prayer in the mountain, when they went down to the mountain, immediately they were being surrounded by the people of the high priest, together with Judas. And Judas told them that whoever he will kiss, he is the Messiah. When he went to Jesus and kissed him, he then told them, Hail, Rabbi. And Jesus told him that you do what you need to do. And when the servant of the high priest tried to arrest Jesus, Peter then immediately cut off the ear of this servants. But Jesus rebuked him, telling him that, put down your sword. Do you not know that it's possible for me to call upon my Father and He will send a legion of angels to rescue me? But even though Jesus said that, He did not come. He did not allow it because He knows that it is part of the Father's will that He must be arrested in the hands of the sinners. So immediately He healed the ears of the servant and told them to do as what they were told to do. And when the servants took Jesus, all of the disciples were scattered and fled away from that place. Now, so what principle can we learn from Jesus in His attitudes toward God's will? First, the attitude of Christ in accepting the will of the Father. In His first prayer, it seemed that Jesus has some kind of reservation that is in Him. What I'm trying to say is, na siya'y dalang paghangyo sa Amahan. But despite sa iyang paghangyo, despite sa iyang paghatag og kaguol diya tuto siyang Amahan, but still iya yung gipili na mo submit yun o mo obey sa authority o sa will sa gihatag siyang Amahan. Now, the second principle that we're gonna learn from this passage is that the attitude of Jesus in submitting to the will of the Father. Even though it was really hard for Jesus, because He knows that He was going to die, but still He chose to obey. He chose to submit to the Father's will. How about us? Are we submitting to the will of the Father to us? Nagasubmit ba ta sa will sa Ginoo na iyang giandam sa atong kinabuhi? What if ang gusto sa Ginoo kay mahimo kang pastor, pero dili ka gusto kay gusto ka mahimong sundalo? O what if ang gusto sa Ginoo sa imong kinabuhi kay mag-minister ka dito sa bukid, pero dili ka gusto kay hadlok dito sa bukid, gusto lang ka mag-minister dito sa syudad kay mas nindot ang ilang mga o mas dako ang ilang mga ipanghatag sa imo? As future ministers, we must not show reluctance in obeying God's will. Why? Because at the end of the day, ang will namang yun yapon sa Ginoo ang mutuman. God will find a way to bring you back to His presence. Just like sa gibuhat ni Jonah, ang will sa Ginoo sa iya kay gusto siya ipa-minister dito sa mga tao sa Nineveh. Even though Jonah was trying to escape in the presence of God, but still God find a way for him to go back to His presence. And now, the things on how we can apply this sermon into our life today is that we must always think that God's will must always be shown to our life. Kabalo ako, lisod man gud mo obey sa will sa Ginoo. But my brothers and sisters, I want you all to remember that to be like Christ is to submit in full obedience to the Father's will. Once again, is to be like Christ is to submit in full obedience to the will of the Father. I hope and pray that we may also have the heart to obey the will of the Father, just like how Jesus obeyed the will of the Father by crucifying Him on the cross. God bless us all.